Hey guys, it's the Shades here from RVT Entertainment. We're here again at Metrocon 2013, and I am here with the very awesome DC Douglas.
He doesn't even know me. Was this do a high five? I don't know how to do that. I'm just going to pet you.
We're going to have some fun with this one. And we're going to start with our good question here. So what's it like being the one that caused the zombie apocalypse?
Oh. I'd like to say there's a little guilt attached to it, but no, it's pretty lovely. It's pretty awesome. It all depends on which kind of zombie apocalypse you're talking about. If you're talking about like people who just vote without really researching the issues, then no, I'm sorry, I won't go there.
Oh, wow!
Because I'm not responsible for that. The liberal media is. No.
And here I thought we were going to avoid the political humor.
With me? Oh, come on.
Yes, I know your history. I was going to avoid that question.
Oh, were you really?
Yes.
Yeah, I know I upset some people, and I'm sorry. Well, I will say this, and before you go, is that I had to say this in my panel the other night too. It's like I don't like extremism, and that's on either side, liberal or conservative. So other than that, it's live and let live.
Exactly. Now, getting back on topic, seriously. What is it like playing as the current voice of Albert Wesker in the Resident Evil franchise?
I like how you say, let's get back to something serious, and then you go to video games. The current voice is actually a dead voice. Dead! It's not the current voice. There's no current voice for Wesker anymore. He's gone. He's gone.
Well, there's always crossovers like Marvel vs. Capcom.
I would love another one of those. I just want to work, baby. No, but well, listen. I'll rearrange the question. And what is it like to have been the last voice for Wesker, and also the one who got to do the largest part of Wesker because the role got so much larger in Resident Evil 5, and then the ancillaries that came after that, like three other games that came after that.
Right.
And it was awesome. Listen, when I did Umbrella Chronicles, I had no idea how big the game was, how long it had been around, the character, anything. Sorry, this is the case. I'm a busy guy. But then I was told by friends how huge that was. So when they called for Resident Evil 5, I was like, I hope I get it. And it was an audition for mocap for doing the physical part of it, and then also the voiceover part. They kind of let me know that I had an in for the voiceover part of it, so it was more about the physical. And then, of course, they threw my back out on the day of the mocap audition.
Oh.
So when I went there, I'm kind of like, I can walk and point, but if you need me to do anything else, I won't be able to do it. And, of course, what do they want? They want me to drop, roll, and then jump up. And I'm like, yeah, not happening. But they also had worked with before Ken Lally, who's an awesome mocap guy and a voiceover actor in his own right, and actor, and a stunt guy as well. And so they hired him to do the physical part of Wesker, and then I got to go in and do the facial mocap and the voiceover for it. So that was cool. So, but it's an honor, seriously, and it's an honor really. More and more as each year goes by, and I go to these conventions, and people are still wanting my signature for something I did in 2009 or whatever that game was. That's pretty freaking amazing. So
it is definitely. I always love it when guests bring stuff like that up, because that's always interesting to see how much the reaction is that they get from their fans for stuff like that.
I wouldn't have speaking of the political stuff, that brought me some fans, but the Resident Evil and also Mass Effect, but more Resident Evil, brought me a huge amount of fans. So I'm very grateful for that. So.
Right, and of course, and actually your voice acting career, because you've done a lot of...
Somebody's cell phone with a really cheesy ring. I'm sorry, I don't mean to judge, but man.
Live recording is awesome, people. Anyway, your voice acting career in particular, because you have done some live action work and you still do some mainly, but your voice acting career is taking a rise with stuff like Raven in the Tekken series, and you got Transformers Rescue Bots.
Yay! Watch Transformers Rescue Bots. Get your kids to watch it. Season 2 starts in December. Watch it, because I want a Season 3.
True fact, my daughter does watch it.
Is she really?
Yes.
Who's her favorite Transformer?
I have to double check on that one. I don't want to say a name because I don't know. Trust, I'm sure it'll probably be one of yours.
Oh, dude, you so screwed up this interview.
Yes, I know I did. But do you think that's where you're going to be going with more voice acting, or do you still really love to do the live action stuff?
Well, but here's the thing: is that listen, our careers take courses that we can't necessarily control. That's the thing with acting, with whether it's voiceover on television, film, theater, whatever. You go, I want to go in that direction, and then other stuff happens on the side, and you're like, well, it pays, and it's still part of acting, so you go that way. That's how the voiceover began for me. It was like completely out of left field. I'm like, okay, I did a 900 commercial, and then from there it went to doing the voice of the AT&T ride at the Epcot Center, and and then from there it went to looping. It's like all sorts of stuff. And the film and TV, it's really hard. Like here's the thing: it's like I do on average I do maybe 3 or 4 TV gigs a year or film gigs a year. 1 year I did like a year ago I did 10 gigs in 1 year, which is like phenomenal. This year I've done 2. And it's been on. They're like I play dads in both of them, and they're on Disney and Nickelodeon. So it's like I don't know where that career is going to go. But then I could land at any moment a series somewhere, and then all of a sudden I'm an on-camera actor with a series, and occasionally I do voiceover. Right now I do occasional film and TV, and I keep getting because I've been around for long enough. I get video games and a lot of commercial work, which I know no one cares about really, except for the Geico one. But we're not going there. Yeah. So it's I don't know where it's going, but I would say right now actually because I switched agents and whatnot, but it's kind of an equal footing. I've got a lot of good TV stuff coming up and that I've done, and I've got a film coming out in next year called Apocalypse Kiss. Phenomenal film with. I'm not even going to try to go down the cast. I'm so bad with that. But the president of Troma Films.
Lloyd Kaufman, yes.
Lloyd Kaufman, thank you. That's what I was about. My brain's going,
trust me, I've looked into that. I actually heard it. I've read about it.
And Roxy Tyler, that's her stage name. She's also goes by Carmel. I forget her last name. I'm sorry. But she's phenomenal. She's the one who got me into the movie. So, and they were. Here's the connection though. On this film, these people are out of Philadelphia. Christian Grillo directed it. It's got a great crew but great vision as far as like the film looks amazing, and the story is just like a total genre blending mind effort. And but they were fans of Resident Evil, and so that's why they through my Facebook. Carmela's like, we should get you in our film once sometime. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But, I know I was nicer than that, but I was like, I would love to. Here's my agent. And they called me agent, and then a memo deal came, and then I had 6 months to like work out, lose all my middle-aged fat, and get bulked up. And then I said, since you're a Resident Evil fan, shouldn't I like be a little Weskerish for it? And he's like, you willing to do that? And I'm like, yeah, baby, you're paying me. So dyed it blonde, and that was worked out. And then I had a little blue eye and a brown eye, and went there for a week and shot the film. I'm a narcissistic serial killer in the future during the end times. And it looks pretty phenomenal. So I'm excited to see it when it comes out, and it should come out sometime in 2014.
Yeah, I know we've got a few Troma fans in our.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, we know our site, so I know they're going to be interested to see that. And I saw like a picture, a screenshot, or like a shot of. From the film.
The trailer's now out. If you go Apocalypse Kiss trailer, it'll pop up on Google and you can watch it. The trailer's pretty fun. So, and there's a lot of other really good actors in it as well, and some fun cameos and. There's some sexiness in there. We have a Playboy Playmate in the film.
All right,
which is not me. I'm confused. I know that.
Play boy, not play girl guy.
Yeah. I'll do both. Don't limit your opportunities. Dude.
Now, because you've been on a lot of different sets and a lot of different studios doing everything, always those funny moments that everyone has that one story to share. Do you have one of those that you can share with us?
Wow. You said over your entire career, pinpoint a thing right now. I've been drinking Fireball whiskey, yummy. All right, it's when in Florida, it's a party. Of all the sets of like a story, there's so many actually. I mean, what do you mean, like a good story, like something that was great that happened, or like a really weird thing, or like a
funny, weird, something on those levels.
Okay, good. It's the only one. My mind is flashing under this one. It's not a voiceover one. Sorry, guys. It's on camera. Years ago. It's before I got Boston Common, where I became a recurring on an NBC sitcom on a must-see TV Thursday night thing, which was like my first semi-break. But right before there, I got cast in a one-line role, because again, I take whatever work I can get. I had one or two lines, no, it was one line, on Hudson Street, and it was Tony Danza show. He had like a deal with ABC, I think, to do 3 series, and this was like the second one. Mm-hmm. It didn't go for very long, but Hudson Street. Anyway, so now Tony Danza. I mean, I know his career and all that, but I'm not like a fanboy or whatever. But but I'm backstage. I go on. The scene is beginning. There's a couple lines. I have a cue. A red light goes on backstage to let me know that I need to enter. And then I go on, and I'm delivering a subpoena to one of the lead characters, the female lead, and I go. It's 2 lines. I go, is so-and-so here? And she's like, yes, that's me. And I go, you hereby have been served. Essentially that. It's like it's a nothing, little, thing.
Right.
And but it's very, there's the red light thing, but there's the queue and all of that. So, but I think I got it down. And of course, on these tiny roles, you don't get to rehearse. You come in on the shoot day with the audience there and all that. So I'm backstage, I'm ready. All of a sudden, Tony Danza comes over. He enters right after me. And so all of a sudden, he shows up. So my first time meeting Tony Danza. Now, I'm not a Tony Danza fan. But it's one of those things that it's like, and this is way back in the early 90s, it's like all of a sudden a celebrity standing in front of me like, and he's like, hey, I'm Tony Danza. And I'm like, hi. All of a sudden I'm like a fanboy. I'm like, why am I a fanboy? I don't know why I shake his hand. That kind of made me nervous. And he's like, you do great, you'll do great. And then, okay, so we're both standing there, we're being quiet, the scene has begun, and the audience is laughing and all of that, and I'm waiting for my cue, and the red light has not gone on yet, and then all of a sudden Tony he's like, go kid, go. Well, the star of the show, executive producer as well, is like telling you to go. I'm like, I better go. So I go, and of course I ruin the shot because I'm early, because the red light didn't go on, and I knew when I was supposed to go on, but Tony Danza told me to go on. And that's my silly story. Is that actually a good story? At this point I'm realizing that was probably not a very good story. And now Tony Danza is going to see this, and I'll never work in the town again. So it'll be like, I'm Tony Danza. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God! I'm gonna get sued. All right. Sorry. That's my story.
Hey, it's okay.
I'm sticking to it. Unless lawyers call, then I don't know what you're talking about.
Then in that case, this footage will never see the light of day. Anyway, one last question for you here.
Yes, sir.
Besides Apocalypse Now, what other projects do you have coming down? What can we expect from DC Douglas as we head towards the future?
Yes! Well, as far as voiceover stuff, I'm not allowed to say it because I'm under contract, or NDAs for all of that stuff.
NDAs!
Transformers Rescue Bot Season 2 starts in December, so definitely check it out. Hopefully we'll get a third season, fingers crossed. I've got a big Japanese anime fighting game coming out next year that I can't say, but I think of Azure. The color Azure. Anyway, and then I've got a couple other video games coming out. The one sports related and other stuff, that driving game and stuff like that. Really cool technology involved in all these games. But again, I can't say anything about that. Movie wise, I told you about Apocalypse Kiss. Also, Helen Alone, another indie with one of the Baldwin brothers, is coming out sometime next year, and I play a very kind of a perverse cop in that, with a nice mustache. Shut that. But that's, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. And Dog with a Blog, August 25th. And if I don't know when this airs, but August 25th is Dog with a Blog. And I'm fat in that, and it's only because I was bulking up. I was working out for this other movie. And then also Kicking It, on its last season, I play the father of one of the leads. That's a fun role, because I have facial hair. And that'll air sometime, probably in the next 6 months. It's so hard to say with Disney cable channels because they change their episodes around all the time.
I've kind of noticed that, yeah. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, you as a dad.
Anyway, DC, I want to thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you. Is this what we're doing? This here?
This'll work.
All right, I'm going to win this. God damn it! God damn it!
And you guys stay more tuned for...
He won chips.
You guys stay more tuned for more Metrocon footage here on PT.
If you understood that, you'll do it. But otherwise, you're like, what?
On the Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye! Rock on!